to the Oba of Benin, because originally Omaneg and Oba of Benin, yeah, a king. Oba of Benin has always been a god king, or in the English term, an emperor. Oba of Benin is not a king. In the English term, you call him an emperor. But to make you understand, because of his divine attribute, he's a god king. Anaha, there, Ogie Soba, Oba Sobie, Ogie, king, Botedo. So the Enogie of Esan land is not a duke, is a king. The Enogie in Edo land is not a duke, is a king. But the only difference between an Enogie in Benin land and an Enogie in Esan land is the constitution, the law.
Thanks for clicking on this channel. Please subscribe to FO's blog history, and click on the notification button so that whenever we upload a new video you will be notified. Oba of Benin is not a king but an emperor. Chiefs at Oba of Benin Palace and Enigie are more powerful than Enigie, dukes, in Benin Kingdom. According to Mr. Inzadua, the Oba of Benin is so powerful that it would not be wrong if he is addressed as an emperor, while the Enigie whom we address as dukes should be referred to as kings, including the Esan Enigie. He also talked about the jubilation of some Okegele over the suspension of some Enigie. There are two perspectives to the reason for the jubilation of the Okegele. First, some Okegele are happy because of the bad attitude of some of these Enigie towards the people of the community. At the same time, some Okegele are happy because of their evil intentions towards the community, which the Enigie didn't allow them to do. The community can never be handed over to Okegele because they will do worse if they have absolute power. There is a parable in Benin, that the elders are the people who manage the community. The Okegele will be happy if the community is handed over to them because land selling is a profitable business. However, some Enigie committed some atrocities in their respective communities concerning the indiscriminate selling of land. The chiefs at Oba Palace are more powerful than the Enigie. For example, if one wants to address the Inyazar of Benin, he addresses him as the Inyazar of the entire Benin kingdom, unlike Enigie, which is addressed as the head of his dukedom. By the same token, ordinarily, Enigie is more powerful than Enigie. Most of these Enigie reside in Benin City, instead of residing in their dukedoms. The suspended Enigie are now ex-Enigie. The cause of the problem is artifacts. Because the Oba refused to allow Godwin Obaseki to have the artifacts, he decided to divide the kingdom, Mr. Inzadua stated. Please sit down and listen to this explosive analysis from Mr. Inzadua.
Always no cow wrong. Emaso gogo, emaso have a wishwe gogo and all of that. Ibu van. Eso gogo room there. E hoida. Nave niki so one. Davo. Eso we gogo room that e hoida. Niame davo. Nave niki so mati kui. Now, I am a free ride. Again, in Matanaya, 2023, or including early 2024, some Okayeles contacted me. You know, why you now? I maybe was I get suspending him because he only a what devil you. I'm telling you a true life story. So, una miewu na avo kageli ni buna mo bogogo. When avo kageli no uyi kirin yao. I don't support Okageli having an unbridled power in a community because they will do worse. He turn over do a John Amwebona. Amaye wona a John da Obanya ya. Really. But because land selling is not a profitable business for the Egeli. On your said, Neso na gogo. Bakwenike so yewori. Not that they have good intention. In one of the community, from my own investigation, I was told that some the Okaile honor you code and a so na sure where a new no geoge or only line list. Get this. I am not trying to fault the list. I'm not trying to fault the list. But when the cat I say about 3 names. Emagbera aru ha viva o maheke ni arewa. The money bunu near the communities because we are still doing our investigation. So why are some of these people happy? There's a particular community in which a no giona viral yever on a survey half of the community in a bid to sell off any navia de guy. The money we mention the former Enogie. So a bevo ni ayana don't was suspended Enogie. Me we so ni man Enogie or 15 years of my life only.
15 years.
So my coin that Enogie Aragon, that's all woman. So Anna don't walk that suspended Benogie ni. Ekomoso asen yemen runda what the palace have done. Again, one of them came out on a money not uhogwa ni ate eki Esan yon sagomero. It came out trying to argue that an Enogie is more powerful than a chief. In a school in that time, and I mean, not dying. The chiefs of the palace of the Oba of Benin are way more powerful than the Enigie.
Wow!
The only difference is that it turn over do our buy your master. One I mean, what is the genesis of Enigie? Like when Nikata see in a runda ne suppose after Menogie. There can be 6 months in a I maya of Hagedo. They need to be taught the Benin history. Here can be school all Hagedo aside Ilela, which is the traditions and the custom. Only Lugan. Traditions and the customs is not now only Lugan. You have to teach them the history so that they will know Ekenea Azowese. Because in their minds, I will explain, at one point in time, they started to think that Oba is there. So they now feel that they were too powerful, that they were more powerful than Alejandro Baya would do. So that's because Iyamahe, or let me say Iyama any Bunvomahe, that Ohamaba is more powerful than Enigie. Now, again, they were always what we call internal civil war. And that of your banner, Jonah, your banner. A two and Enigie, and I do a little bit home. We were going. So our banner cow, in their infinite wisdom, now said that there were too many rancors and strife between the princes of the realm. Okay. We're not here, not John. A twin where he gave a whoever dollar doi, Ugiahun. Niya since Oba Mebare Ekeya at the same time. Oba is not God, is God representative on earth. So Oba Benin is not omnipresent. So Oba Benin cannot be everywhere at the same time. So some of your younger brothers that have good leadership skills, not all of them. Udogia. Ni agba oge ewo. Oni emi no bagie. Anatia enagie enogie.
Okay.
Emi no bagie ogia hu. Ni agba oga akweso henye. Ni giving a report as an ambassador. As an ambassador. And their powers are limited within the jurisdiction. No more giae. For example, Via says the highest chieftaincy order. Wahanti Yasen or Iyasogedoya. Iyase supervises all over Benin Kingdom, but an Enogie only supervises around within the jurisdiction. Enogie Orewona cannot supervise over the Enogie Orewona. They are of the same power. But an Iyase can ensure that Enogie becomes an Enogie in his own right, as the Iyase. And a sub-bank can do the same, and one girl can do the same, and in any bill or also ED. These people are powerful figures who used to determine who becomes an Enogie or not. Because some of these chiefs must deliberate on it if they have good qualities enough and present it to His Royal Majesty. So these are the same people after about 1,000 years are now coming to say that they are now more powerful than Abekai Oba. And I told them that they tell not by your masoma and Ojon way ordinarily is more powerful than Enogie.
Hey! Ojon way.
Now, this is my reason. Level. Ake amioba, ake amiogiso, ake do amioba. The highest, the oldest system of governance for Tedo is the Ojon way shift system. Ake amiogiso, amiawo Ojon way ne. Oni o iminu salubari enima na ya agba orewo. The oldest, wisest person in the community has always supervised among. So yon ba Ojon way areva abe Johnny ne gwe mudan anado atinya isen e Johnny said that is Ojon way e Johnny ne. Any enikao earliest enikao mwetina no ya agba orewo. Now we are now the highest decision-making organ. Ekenana term no several edotio Ogwedion. Ogwedion emenari digi ta Ogwedion nagi mo bosso to Ogwedion. Omoro by meba fear wood, omoro by fear warrior. Enogie na ona aro Ogwedion wa take a decision. The finalization of the Ojon way stands because Ojon way supervises over Ogwedion, and Ogwedion is the highest decision-making system created by our ancestors in all communal affairs. Now, a decision taken in the house of an Enogie and a decision taken by Ogwedion, the Ogwedion supersedes the decision taken at Owa Enogie. So therefore, and the head of that Ogwedion is an Ojon way. So the head, the oldest recognized authority in every communal system, has always been the Ojon way. But if you're back near the Enogie, and since Oba or your someone, since these people are direct representative of the Oba of Benin, let's find a way to recognize them more than the Ojon way. Not that in the ancient system of governance in Edo, it's in Ojon way. So Oba of Benin, being an historian, understands these things. He understood that so what he did is to remove power. There's never a vacuum of leadership anywhere. It's to remove power from this Enigie Who in the right sense or your level? Most 98% of Enigie ni rotedo, or let me say 90% of Enigie ni rotedo, they were originally from Ogbe. If you Ogbe yahin, because if you're bani bunho, but yao, I'm Ogi Koleve, I'm Ogirisi. Ogisi, if you're ba Ogi Koleve, on Ogiso ni ma ni if you're ba runda women so no your bao. Obana ni Jaime so ni do Nigi. A very good example historically, Enigie of Benin in the Korean. Oh, Yoba, they are Yamubawa Boom Ye Korean, Abenige, Ni Yoba. All right. Now, Ni Yoba Nero originally are from Ogbe. They are not originally from that community. And that was even my argument I argued 2 years ago. Now, why we have only Obana Gina to where the Iviawo, yeah, for one having what they can wakiri, Ogbe. And that's exactly what has played out. I went further to educate them the role of the Ojonwe in the Benin system of governance. So, Otan weno ninado no se ninado te ogo ehamoba ninado te ogabe Ojonwe na is because since they were elevated and Obarediawa in his infinite mercy honoring His Royal Highness. There was a reason. Making them His Royal Highness is a political reason. So that they have respect, so that they can be almost in the same status quo with our Noji in Esan land. Don't forget the same traditional status of rights. Now Noji will take some Enigie will tell them the same traditional status, but constitutionally they don't have the same status. Boy, I explained that. The Onoji will take some Enigie will tell them. Traditionally, they are equal. And Onoji in Esan land is not bigger than Enigie in Edo land. Traditionally, I want you to understand, because in Miabe Ogi so near social media, you understand? Onoji Wotesan is the same with Enigie Wotedo. It's the same rights, traditional rights. Onoji Wotesan does not have more power than the Enigie Wotedo. Is the same. And again, I also heard when some persons are referring to the Onojis as duke. The Onojis Wotesan are not dukes. They are kings. In Benin, Oge means king. Awe Noge Wotedo, a king in their own right. It's because if you don't mind who the Oba of Benin is, Oba of Benin is not a king. Onoji are king. When I do Onoji, Onoji Wotesan is so. Area we genoge, ne ave yari noge we ekene age gba oge. Area we gave a leko of a kono your bab Lagos. Oge ave ahin. Area we ge Oluwari. So you cannot now say Oluwari is a king, and the Enogie of Enya is not a king. It's not true. You know, Oluwari is a king. Enogie of Enya is also a king. But there is only a small problem. The small problem is that they are not of equal status to the Oba of Benin, because originally, Omaneg and Oba of Benin, yeah, a king. Oba of Benin has always been a god king, or in the English term, an emperor. Oba of Benin is not a king. In the English term, you call him an emperor. But to make you understand, because of his divine attribute, he's a god king. Anaha there Ogie Soba Oba Sogie Ogie King no Wotedo. So the Onoji of Esan land is not a duke, is a king. The Enigie in Edo land is not a duke, is a king. But the only difference between an Enigie in Benin land and an Enigie in Esan land is the constitution, the law. The law only recognizes the Oba of Benin as the only traditional ruler in Edo South. So that now reduces the influence and the status of Enigie Norotedo and increased the status of a Onoje Norotesan. While Onoje Norotesan is they are traditional rulers, but the Enigie Norotedo, they are not traditional ruler, because if you make them a traditional ruler, you are not equating them to the Oba of Benin. They cannot have the same status right with the Oba of Benin. Honestly, the constitution, the law demoted the Enigie in Edo South and took the Enogie in Edo Central to their right status. So Enogie or Enigie are not actually Jews, they're actually king in their own right. But only that the Oba of Benin is never a king. It's either a god king or you call him an emperor. You only make a Manibo understand that, so that in point of debate, because I heard some people are saying that the Enogies in Esan lands are Dukes. They are not Dukes. They are not Dukes. A king in their own right. I do now Oba Sogie.
Wow.
Oba is higher in status than a king. Ogi, Soba. No king is higher in status than the Oba of Benin, because Oba in status is higher than a king. Ogi, Vedo means king. People should not, these Enigie are not dukes, they are king of their kingdoms. Only that the constitution has now reduced us that you now will not have to actually have a kingdom. So when you now have a kingdom, you cannot have other multiple kingdoms under a kingdom, except you have to elevate a kingdom to become an empire. In right sense, we're supposed to still maintain the concept of Benin Empire, because these dukes are actually not dukes, they are kings. But because we don't operate in an empire state, Nigeria, we now find ourselves in Nigeria, we no longer operate in an empire state. On your say, I am about to Oba Benin an emperor. So, on in Bolofwa. So, in all of this, some of these Enigie idea we are in truth. In short, I was in a Enogie Wune, I think about 6 years ago or 7 years ago. I was opportunely not to a meeting with why he told everybody who had that the answer we any must have a TV road. If you people remember an Enogie Akens one of a TV, yeah, totally good. That's what he told the public. So of what use is an Enogie if he doesn't sit in his own in his own dukedom? If he doesn't sit in his own place. Is it not when you that's when you're going to be seeing the problems that are surrounding your people, and you now begin to bring solutions to it. But in what they don't care. What they care about is the money that comes to their pockets. They don't care. So if not soon, of course, sorry. We also no good calling, man. Yes, a walk call. Time I have the wrong number no you see me. So hello. Why go? So many so do was saying, again, I was trying to tell them that this is what is going to happen to you people. But when I'm here, the fact that they were going to shut me down, you're not locking me up, you're giving me a white hat.
I will go back to Sanari. Ma duke kiba zakwai me gwaza usa bulala ba.
Okay, you know. Bulala.
So but my machine rock by and today many are I am enjoying in my enjoying my life. But tomorrow, for my Enigie, they are just a citizen. I'm not happy about it, but it is self-inflicting. ese kerani uze tama we uzobo irega muton oragele evereno. So I had to leave them. It now seems like omomohi. I don't know what is going to. I don't know what is going on. I mean, I'm tagging a guy. They all said all the people were not in who didn't really know the genesis of this whole matter. Amakwena artifact. Or see, then okay, if Umakweni artifact, yeah, guy can donate your bob because Ojine a big more. Matana in a bid to divide Benin Kingdom. But I now said that Edogia Were 2000 and almost 2070 years of history, a lot of chiefs, a lot of principalities, a lot of forces in the old have tried to divide Benin Kingdom, but Benin Kingdom is still where it is. Not to think about you, Enigie. You do not have the wherewithal. You don't have the capacity. You don't have what it takes. If I see a threat to Benin Kingdom, and the only threat to Benin Kingdom is Osadebe Avenue. Not you, Enigie. A chairs, I do work the chairs. And I was trying to tell them, oh, you work the chairs. Oh, you want bacon. Nothing is going to affect him. In UK now, you enjoy with all. But why won't I have the chairs? See, I usually tell them, I said, not that the traditional institution of Benin is perfect. I've always said it. It's imperfect. It's only God Almighty that is perfect.
Exactly.
It has its own imperfection. And I've said this and I want to repeat it, even if you do not like Oba II, let's assume that Oba II has offended you as a person or has offended you, Enigie. Is it enough to divide Benin Kingdom?
Thank you.
If for example, I do many you don't like God in Obaseki, but for the fact you don't like God in Obaseki, does that mean those state government should not exist?
No.
But Obaseki is not the only person that has become governor of Edo State. There were good governors before him, and certainly there will be good governors after him. Exactly. But that does not mean you should destroy the state government because you do not like the current occupant of it. That's what I was trying to tell them. Even if Oba Iwainagili wrong waya, does that mean you have to destroy the kingdom? Did Oba Iredewa wrong you? Did Oba Akenswa wrong you? Did Oba Iweka wrong you? What about what Oba Adolo fought for? What about what Oba Voramen fought for? What about what Oba Semeden fought for? The why the first fought for? What Banikaya? All the things they fought for. Do you want to not destroy that because you think you don't like the current occupant? That was the question that I posed to them that they could not answer. So, and that's why I told them that they are very wicked, greedy people. And some of them, you can call them bastards. That you cannot destroy a kingdom because the current occupant, you don't like his policies. The same policies that make you a no so 100 by 100 is so 40 million. And the man that was in Osadebe Avenue was paying the 450,000. How many 450,000 is inside 40 million? So many in Benin are stupendously rich. Some of them are almost billionaires. The Enogie of Ologbo is a very wealthy Enogie, if you don't know. He's almost a billionaire. What made him that rich? Is it not because Oba made him an Enogie? So you will sacrifice that because of 450,000. No, why? So that's what I told them. That this is the height of stupidity. Do not allow this man play you. I can also only blame Godwin Obaseki in all of this. I don't also blame him. The blame I give to him is about 50%. Our blame should also go to the Enigie. Many me yena. Oji mana aroma. Una veni ara. Irania. Oji naka. Oji karo morione. When I wado hey me. Una do rieti yo me yeke. Irania. So Oji carrying out. The greediness was always there in their eyes. Iya mami governor no pushing ya. So I say I want me not pushing ya. And I let's do it this way. So it is partly greed and governmental power that brought about these issues in Edo land. And that's what I have found. So when you come on your turning,
Okay.